Hi folks, today I'm going to share a concept of MVP everything. So what does MVP means here? MVP could mean a minimum viable product or a minimum viable process. So historically what used to happen is if people used to do a big IT project, so they have to write a book, make blueprints, find consultant, deploy it, and then at the end they realize that the software is not working the way it should be, right? Similarly, if they want to change any big processes, they have to hire a consultant, write big best practices, and then give it to people and say, use it. And again, it didn't used to work. So since I become the entrepreneur and the consultant, and I've been working with a few organizations and software providers, and my consultant where I'm doing supply chain, consultancy, supply chain digitalization. So what I've noticed is MVP approach work. So what does that mean? So rather than creating a big software, right, with a lot of consultants, what we do is we understand the customer requirement, right, and say, okay, this is what you want to do. For example, you want to digitalize your front end from order management, order confirmation, shipping documentation, reporting your backlog to customer, etc. So what we do is we write a simple blueprint, or let's call it what are the features customer required. Then we create a minimum viable product. So this is a concept basically promoted in a book called Lean Startup by Eric Ries, where you can basically design a software which is the minimum functionality, give it to the customer, get their feedback, and then keep building until customer get what they want. Great. But I have really extended this concept to a next level where I call it minimum viable process. What does that mean? That means you understand what customer want in terms of movement, understand their current state, and then come up with the minimal process which people can follow. Because unless you standardize, you cannot digitalize, which I've been saying for some time, and a lot of people find it useful as well. So once the minimal viable process is working and adopted by many users, internal, external, then you can go and code it and digitalize, right? So with that, I've seen three benefits. The first is people understand it quickly because it's simpler. The the second benefit is easier to build, right? Either the process or the software. And the third is basically easier to adopt. So people can find it working, they gain confidence, and they like it, right? So my suggestion would be in everything you do right now in business, especially in supply chain tech space, try to use MVP approach, which is either minimum viable product or minimum viable process. So if you find it useful, I'll see you in the next.